So this headline's not a joke. A feminist terrorist has been arrested in Russia for trying to murder 5-year-old boys. Let's take a look. Here's the headline. Krasnoyarsk terrorist turns out to be a feminist. Here's the article. A 19-year-old girl who opened fire in a kindergarten in Krasnoyarsk told investigators about her feminist ideas, reports news agency Daira.ru said. According to investigators, on March 28th, the girl shot her father with a gun and then went to kindergarten number 31 in Krasnoyarsk, where she intended to kill only boys. As a result, her caregivers neutralized her, and no one was hurt, except for the wall where an accidental shot fell during the struggle. As far as it is clear from the actions of the girl and what she told the investigators, she is a supporter of the ideas of radical feminism. In the event that the terrorist plan had succeeded, perhaps this would have been the first feminist terrorist attack in the history of Russia. Earlier in February, it became known that feminist-oriented resources could enter the register of toxic content on the internet. Now, do I think this is how most feminists think? No. It's pretty clear from the story that this girl is mentally ill. But do I think there's also a very toxic element of feminism that leads to these kinds of thinking? I mean, look at tweets like these. These are tweets from mainstream feminists. And these kinds of things are not uncommon. If you go on a lot of feminist websites or Twitter accounts or spaces, of course, this is not what everyone is saying, but you do see a lot of toxicity, especially directed towards men and boys. And I do think that has the potential to affect mentally vulnerable people. I mean, she tried killing 5-year-olds. And some people might say, well, don't you think there's an extreme element in the manosphere too? Look at Elliot Rodgers. And again, I would completely agree. But to that point, I would say, I do feel that MRAs are more responsible than feminists in the sense that we make more of an effort to try and reach out and find a balanced middle ground. Whenever we try and talk to feminists, though, we're met with instant hostility, and it seems like feminists just want to immediately shut down any kind of dialogue whatsoever, and I don't think that makes the problem any better. All that does is really kind of drive people back into their own extremes and kind of creates an echo chamber where these kinds of things may start happening as mentally ill people become more and more indoctrinated. And don't forget, if you follow my channel, I was assaulted and stabbed in the neck and called an evil white man. So this story kind of personally resonates with me. And it's an example of why I think the men's rights movement and the feminist movement really kind of owe it to the world to identify these extreme and toxic people and attitudes and find out where they're coming from and how can we move things closer towards reason. Because the toxicity that's going around on the internet is only going to get worse, in my opinion.